And then last but not least, we're gonna put in olive oil. We're gonna Hi, I'm Feng, aka Leopard Crust, and if you like pepperoni pizza, we've got 3 of them for you today. We've got Netflix and chili, Land of Milk and Honey, and a Pepperoni Bianca. Let's go! To make the Land of Milk and Honey, it's a pepperoni pizza with burrata and hot honey and chili flakes over the top. And we're gonna make our own hot honey. You can definitely use store-bought, but it's super easy to make at home. This is 1 cup of honey, and we're just gonna place that in a pot over medium-high heat. And then we're gonna place in 2 whole dried chilies. You can also use dried chili flakes for this, and it's up to you how spicy you like it, but maybe you can start with 1 or 2 teaspoons if you're using flakes. So we've just got 2 whole chilies in 1 cup of honey over medium-high heat, and we just want to let that infuse like that. As soon as there are bubbles around the rim of the pot, that's when you can already take it off the heat. So if you leave the chilies in, the honey will get hotter over time, so feel free to take them out or leave them in depending on how hot you want your honey to be. We'll just let that cool before we transfer it into a jar, and that's ready to use. So next up, we're gonna make our pickled chilies. This one's for Netflix and chili, one of my personal favorites. It's a comfort pizza. It's a pepperoni pizza with pickled chilies on it and a little bit of extra chili flakes if you like it spicy, like me. I meant that the pizza's spicy, not me. You know when you say things and you regret them? So now that we've sliced these chilies on a diagonal, and we've got a lovely mix of colors, which is gonna look really great on the pizza, we're just gonna transfer that into a jar with a lid. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, and then we're going to close the lid and give it a shake. Now I'm a mixologist, I'm kidding. So this method is called quick pickling. It's like a cheats version on traditional pickling, which takes far longer. This one's gonna be ready in 24 hours. Once the salt's all amongst the chili slices, we're gonna let this sit at room temperature for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and fill this with vinegar. We're just gonna add our vinegar. So you wanna put in enough to submerge your chili slices. The reason why I like to use white wine vinegar is I love the flavor of the wine vinegar, but it won't tint the chilies unlike red wine vinegar would. Now we're gonna put in olive oil over the top, and that's gonna form a fat seal to preserve everything underneath it. Then you just wanna put the lid on, and we're gonna let this sit again at room temperature for 24 hours, and then it'll be ready to eat. It's time to make pizza. All right, so we're gonna make all 3 pizzas in succession, and then we're gonna bake them really quickly in the Roccbox. If you'd like the recipe, check this one out. There we go, get our dough ball out. One way that I've enjoyed forming a border is to flip the dough ball up and then use the bowl to rotate the pizza, making it really, really easy. So, as usual, leaving about 1 inch on the border. I'm feeling slappy today, so we're gonna get some. All right. Woo. That's 1 base down, we're gonna get our second. When you're making a few bases together, don't be afraid to put a little bit extra flour on the first bases you make so that they don't start to stick to the countertop. So now that we're done opening our pizza bases, we're gonna get topping. We've got 2 that have tomato bases and 1 with the cream base, which is our Pepperoni Bianca. I'm gonna start with the Bianca because cream sauces tend to not get soggy on your base, so you got a bit more time to work with on that one. Then we got our tomato bases. Next up, we're gonna add our Parmigiano Reggiano onto all 3 of them. So all of them have mozzarella as well, so we're just gonna go ahead and honor that. So this is some low moisture mozzarella that we've shredded ourselves. So with the Pepperoni Bianca, we've also got basil leaves on there. We're just gonna hit that with a swirl of extra virgin olive oil. I like to get the olive oil onto the leaves themselves because it helps prevent the leaves from turning black in the oven. And then, of course, the star of our show, so beautifully arranged by Erica and I on all 3 pizzas. Definitely put more pepperoni on than you think because they do tend to shrink in the oven. Yeah, that's looking good. So now, the moment of truth. So the oven is currently at 400 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna go for about a 90-second bake at medium-high flame. I'm gonna go with the pizza that I opened up first. Put on some extra pepperoni if you've got second thoughts, and into the oven it goes. All right, so now we've got our first one out of the oven. We're going for our second bake. Same thing, 400 degree, medium flame. Always keeping an eye on the back of the crust that's nearest to the flame, because that's where the magic happens. Lucky last, we've got 2 of 3 pizzas baked, and now it's time for our Pep Bianca. So just shaking off the excess flour, final stretch. Lucky last, at last, we've got our 3rd pepperoni pizza out of the oven. Okay, so we're gonna quickly finish up because it's time to eat. With our Pep Bianca, we just wanna squeeze some whipped ricotta over the top. I like to go 6 stars because I usually cut my pizzas into 6 slices. And we're gonna finish with some chili oil. Next up, we've got Netflix and chili. We're gonna take some of our pickled chilies and scatter them all over our pizza. Shake off any excess liquid that tries to come along and just scatter that all over your pizza. So it's up to you how many pickled chilies you put on your pizza. They're not too spicy because the pickling process usually draws out the capsaicin in the chilies, leaving behind beautiful grassy notes and then vinegary sourness. So I like to hit it off with a little drizzle of dried chilies. Last but not least, it's the land of milk and honey. And for that, we're gonna need a superstar burrata that we're gonna tear into 6 chunks over our pizza. So we want big, generous, ooey gooey chunks for this one. Now we're gonna take that hot honey that we prepared earlier and we're gonna drizzle that all over our land of milk and honey pizza. And then, as usual, I like to hit it with a little bit of dried chili flake. And that's it. We've got our 3 takes on pepperoni pizza. We've got the land of milk and honey. We've got Netflix and chili, and we've got our Pepperoni Bianca. All right, my favorite part, time to eat the pizza. And for this, I'd like to invite Erica. Cheers.
Cheers. So good. 3 different pepperoni pizzas, and they've all got a different color profile.
They're pepperoni snowflakes.
Absolutely.
All right. For the recipe, go to Gozney.com. If you love pepperoni pizzas, we've got a good one for you because we've got 3 for you. Oh, that's the line. There we go. Okay.